I was genuinely tweaking in the movie theater. Babygirl. This is, okay, my favorite movie. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It is. I had to make a video about it. I had filmed a video and it was absolute doo-doo caca garbage. And then I watched Babygirl and I was like, okay, clearly gonna scrap that video and make this one because I do not have enough good things to say about it. And I'm gonna be a little giggly, obviously, through this video because if you haven't seen Babygirl, just go watch the trailer, pause the video, go watch the trailer, come back to the video. There will also be spoilers, boots, because I'm going to be getting into everything. I'm going to be getting into it, okay? I love this movie. I watched it, automatically made it to my Letterboxd favorites. I went in as a misandrist. I went in knowing that this movie was going to play with my head a little bit. But I am a misandrist at the end of the day. And every time I was clocking a man for being a man, he proved himself. So sick. I'm sick. This movie has made me sick. This movie has made me ill. I obviously came home and I also watched all of the interviews on the internet, all the press junkets, everything. And like, wait, first of all, funniest thing is the way that Nicole Kidman looks at Harris Dickinson now. Girl, we all know what you're thinking. And you know what? I would do it too. I would look at him like that too. If that was me, I'm forever looking at him like that. This movie is written by a woman and you can tell. Helena, come to the front, please. Stand up, come to the front, girl. You deserve a kiss on the forehead right now. Whew. It was so good. It was so good, guys. I'm like tweaking now thinking about it. Like, the way that both Harris Dickinson and Nicole Kidman did their press junkets and were like just crediting Helena for this story, for the film, for how it turned out, for everything. Sorry, my laptop is back here because it ran out of charge and my notes are also there. So if I am reaching over or looking over, that is why. The way Nicole Kidman and Harris Dickinson talk about Helena is really, really incredible. The way that they credit her for this story, the way that they credit her for their chemistry, the way that they credit her for how the movie makes you feel. It's truly like you could tell that these people actually cared about this project and they made something with like the writer's vision in mind, and then they paid so much respect to what she wanted out of this movie. And she also let them play characters so like raw and real, and like the way that they embodied these characters were absolutely perfect, but also the way that she wrote it, illegal. It should be illegal to write characters, to write a man like that, to write Samuel. That should be illegal. Who was in charge of the costume design? We gotta have a chat. We'll have a chat later. In press junkets where it was just the two of them, they were like basically skipping questions, like basically like glazing over questions and being like, you know what, it was all thanks to Helena, da 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 da. If you see interviews of either Nicole Kidman or Harris Dickinson or them together, they're all like, it's all Helena did it, Helena. And then in the press junkets, when the three of them are together and they're getting questions, literally they're like, girl, look at her, girl, ask Helena, that is my mom, like she is mother, oh my god, mother of film. Like they were like, just ask her, like it's all her vision, it's all thanks to her. Like we credit everything that this movie is to her vision, what she allowed us to do on screen, how she discussed this script with us, how she wanted us to embody these characters. It's all credited to her, and I think that is so beautiful, and it allows women to be writing powerful stories like this without like, obviously the casting and the actors bring a big like aspect of how a movie works, but it's all her. Like, it's her story. And to have big name actors like Nicole Kidman be able to be like, stop fucking looking at me and look at like the woman behind the story, the woman behind the camera. More women behind cameras, please. More women behind cameras. Tweaking. Because speaking of women behind cameras, the cinematography of this film, it was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. Okay, if you obviously don't know, Babygirl, erotic thriller, older woman CEO, has an affair with an intern, but it's really about discovering like sexuality and, you know, your personal fantasies, whatever. The way this is so tastefully filmed. Ow! Ow! It's so tasteful. It's so tasteful. I feel like movies like this are always shot by men, and they are always showing everything. They are showing too much. Even in like the prolonged like scenes where they're having, you know, these encounters, there are longer scenes. None of them are like explicitly sexual, and like that is so perfect. I don't want to see all that. I don't want to go to the movie and see all that. I want to go to the movie and see close-up of his hands. I want to see a close-up of his hands. I want to see Helena, the woman that you are. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see all of that. I want to see his hands. I want to see how he's looking at her. I want to see how he's holding her. Like, also like the raw emotion that the movie has. Like, it's silly, it's goofy, they're laughing, they're having fun. Like, there's a line in the movie where he says, we're just two kids playing, and that's literally what it is. Like, that's literally what it is. It's like they're having fun, they're joking. And I think when people cannot have a little giggle during intimacy, I'm like, that really is not my vibe. Like, you have to be able to giggle, you have to be able to laugh, you have to be able to, like, it's silly, it's vulnerable, it's silly, and like it's uncomfortable. And like, if you just like let those natural reactions happen, like, the more comfortable it is, the more real it is. And Helena did such an awesome job at depicting that, and I cannot give her enough praise. Even the non-intimate scenes where there's the rave, I will say a lot of people were like, there should have been a flash warning for the rave, and yes, I agree. The rave scene was really long and really flashy. It was like literally strobes, but the way that it's filmed made me feel like I was in that rave. It made me feel like and it was such a like good rave too. It wasn't like a bunk, like, there's some raves that like are bunk as fuck in Vancouver, okay, but it was like a rave of like cool people and like good music. And I was like, so what if I was there? So what if me and the girls went to that rave? Because I would like to, like, I was watching that scene and I was like, this is a great scene. Like, this is so fun. This is really like showing this like older woman CEO, like letting go, like being young, and like being at a rave full of like 20-something-year-old like alt kids, and like really enjoying that. And I was like, right, great scene, but what if I was in it? Right. So it was just like, overall cinematography was so well done. The like shots of like tension of them like looking across the room at each other. There's some scenes where he's like standing in the background and like he's just like a background character at that point. Like, there's scenes of Nicole Kidman, but you can see him being charismatic. Like, even in the background, like, he's like blurred out. His silhouette is so distinct, and you can see his personality even when he's not on screen. Like, that was something that I was like, this movie. This movie. because like he was like making jokes and like laughing with like the people around him, and like he's obviously like such a likable person, and he plays that character so well. But even when he's not when he doesn't have a line, if you can see that, that is like good acting, that is good cinematography to include that in like the blocking of a scene. Oh, the way that his character was built was so perfect. And yeah, it did feel a little bit personal. It felt really quite personal. Yeah, not only did I like the movie, it felt like it was a personal attack. Because Samuel, fuck you Samuel, he looks like everyone that I've ever dated. Yes. He does. So not only like if anybody else played this, or if the character was like built any other way, I don't think I would have loved this movie just as much. But they made a movie with a man who is like like the cookie cutter stereotypical my type, like that is what I want, this is also what I have dated vibe. Like that was sick, and that was personal, and it was an attack. Like Samuel is built physically, vibe wise, like one of my exes who was 6'6", and he kind of looked like him. And yeah, like the vibe, like the carabiner, like the vibe, like the carabiner. Me and my best friend, we noticed we clocked the carabiner right away. Why are you, a slutty fucking man, wearing a carabiner with a suit like that? His outfits, his jacket, his backpack. No, but very reminiscent of like one of my exes physically. Personality wise, he was like my last ex. Engineer, funny, witty, charismatic, down to working in robotics. Like you could be any kind of engineer, down to working in robotics. Right. Fuck you. Oh. No, literally. Like this movie was a personal attack. It was a personal attack on me. Do not do that. Like, thank fucking God I wasn't in Australia right now, or else I would have fucking called him. And I don't want to do that. But I would have after watching this movie, because it made me sick. I'm sick. Harris Dickinson also has the nose of somebody that I was recently seeing. Some may call him my munch. I call him a feminist. So, like, literally, Samuel was built like my dream man. And his personality was like my dream man. Going into the storyline a little bit. Wow. Take away all of the, like, physical attributes and like the cinematography. The storyline itself was so beautiful. It constructed this like narrative around consent and modern relationships and modern sex lives and modern intimacy. And the way that, like, again, I said before in this video, like the way that I was like, oh fuck you, you're a man, I fucking hate this man. She clocked it every time. And she made him better. Like, first of all, everything that he was doing, he was like, you have to be consensual. You have to say it out loud. You have to want this. Like, I'm not going to do this if you don't want this. First of all, so hot. Second of all, what pissed me off was when he came to the party with his girlfriend, who was also the CEO's assistant, and then I was like, oh, of course, he's a fucking rat man of not telling her, like, how serious it is or, like, what's happening with other people and that he's hooking up with other people and that he's seeing other people. No. she knew. Like, he was open about it. Ah! When she came and spoke to Nicole Kidman's character and was like, I know everything that's going on. Redemption arc boots, because clearly he is being open and communicative and letting people know what his situation is, and that is so hot. Honesty is so hot. Oh my god, the fact that this man, he like understood the assignment. Obviously he's written by a woman, obviously he's not real. Fuck you, Samuel, you're not real. Like, the fact that he wasn't, like, playing with anybody in any situation. Like Nicole Kidman's character knew that he was seeing her assistant knew he was seeing her. Going back to consent, like, near the end of the movie where she's reconciling with her husband and he's there and she's just saying, like, oh, and he's saying, like, oh, it's just a fantasy, what, you want to be, like, dominating, blah, 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 like, living your fantasies as a dominatrix, what is this, like, what have you been doing with him? And he goes, no, you're wrong. Like, that is such an outdated mindset about sex and intimacy. Like, that is such an outdated way of thinking. I was like, ugh, because that was nothing of the sort of what they were doing. And of course, a man would think that that is what his wife is doing and wants, but it's like, he doesn't even know what his wife wants. And that's another thing about Samuel's character, that they say it through the movie. Like, he's so good at reading what people want and, like, understanding what people want without being told. And I think that is so hot. It makes him so hot. Like, the way that he, like, clocks things, like, without explicitly mentioning it, but he knows, like, he can read people's desires. Forget about it. In addition to that, there was this whole narrative of, like, women in power, and I think Helena does such a great job of honoring that with the scene where the assistant comes to her and is like, I know exactly what's going on, and I don't want to take you down. That would be bad for me. You are a woman that has made it. You are a woman in a position of power that men are typically at. I have no interest in taking you down, but da 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 da, you know, like, to still honor that, to be like, oh my god, I'm not gonna cry, to, like, still honor, like, women, but then, like, men always make women messy, and I feel like the narrative is always women taking down other women over men, women betraying other women because of a man. I've seen it happen in my real life. Women just forgoing female relationships and friendships, and, like, friendships with other women, and destroying them for a man. And they do exactly the opposite of that. It's like, yes, a man is involved, but our womanhood is stronger than that. The power that we hold as women and the relationship that we have as women is stronger than that. And you see them continue to support each other after that interaction of, like, I know everything that's happening. I'm not happy with it, but I am not here to tear you down, to take it all away from you. I do have that power over you, but I'm not going to do that, because I'm not going to let a man do that to a woman. I'm not going to let a man ruin a woman's life. Like, makes me sick. That kind of narrative is so beautiful and so powerful, and really truly one of the reasons that this movie left nothing to be desired, because it's not like this man comes in and destroys women kind of narrative that traditionally these kinds of films are. Like, the man has all the power. There's this whole, like, power dynamic between them, and you really don't know who has the power when, all throughout the movie. But at the end of the movie, I will say that the women have the power, that Nicole Kidman's character ultimately had the power, even though throughout this movie there's this back and forth of, and, like, cloudiness of where the power is, where the power lies. It was so, the lines were so blurred. And then in the end, the women get to have their dignity, they get to have their success, they get to have their pride, they get to have their power, regardless of the presence of substantial male personality and character. I think that was It really made the movie. It was not a movie about a woman ruining her life because of a man. It was quite the opposite. Nicole Kidman's character finds herself because of this man, finds her strength in her personal relationships because of her encounters with my man. Speaking of man, the fact that there were men in this theater was fucking rancid. Fuck you. This is not for you. This is not for a man. A man should not be in the theater. Don't fucking ruin my movie experience by being there. Like, it was me in the middle, two of my friends, and then we had left an empty seat, and then the other people, so nobody would sit there. We can have a girl time, we can observe, we can queen out. Tell me why a man by himself comes and sits right next to my friend, the fourth one right here. Why would a man be there? Why would you go there alone? And then to laugh along to it, girl, you don't even know what's going on, first of all. And I don't only say that because of this man was there absolutely killing, wrecking, ruining my vibe. Like, I saw a YouTube review because, again, I came home and I watched all the YouTube videos on Babygirl, like, obsessively. Some fucker, some movie review fucker on here got on, set up his stupid fucking camera and turned on his stupid fucking microphones. I'm gonna fucking snatch it out of your fucking hand. Don't fucking piss me off. Yeah, no, I fucking hate men with microphones. Fucking give me your microphone right now. Fuck you. This movie reviewer, I don't fucking know what his name is, bald ass fucking hag, gets on his stupid fucking microphone and he goes, yeah, like, this movie left a lot to be desired. Like, I really don't know if it was that well thought out. Fuck you. You don't even fucking know what it's about. It's because you're a man and you don't fucking understand. What you wanted is to see a woman getting railed for 25 fucking minutes on the screen. And that's what you didn't get because this wasn't made by a fucking man. You see a woman getting depicted in the most dehumanizing ways and you're like, that's what I want, that's what I was desiring from this fucking movie. Fuck you. You don't fucking understand what this movie is about. If a man goes into a movie theater to watch this movie, he should be taking fucking notes. You should be in there to take notes and nothing else. This is an educational documentary for you, a man. So don't fucking get here onto YouTube and then make a video about how this movie left something to be desired, how you want to make commentary on it. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to listen to your commentary on a woman's movie made by women for women. And even the men in the movie who are able to have the cognitive dissonance to honor that, that's who I want to hear from. I want to hear from other women. I want to hear what other women are saying, which, by the way, every woman has said this movie is perfect. So why is it the only people who are left with something to be desired is men because they didn't get enough sex scenes? Fuck you. I fucking hate men. Do not ruin my vibe. I need to watch this movie again with no men around. I need to watch this movie again and again and again, actually. Fall in love again and again. Fall in love again and again. Literally me watching Samuel. Everything is... Oh... Me and Sam. Oh. No, yeah. Like, fuck you if you're a man. Go and take some fucking notes from the movie, okay? Don't give me your fucking criticism. Nobody wants to hear it. Why would a man be there? Why would a man be there? Why would a man be there? Because not only did this fourth man piss me off, the men online are pissing me off about this movie. You just don't get it. You don't get it. So shut the fuck up and let us have something that we like. I think that covers everything. I'm sure I missed some parts about raving for this movie. But I think I've said most of it. I think I've said, like, more hand shots, please. I want to see his hand more. Bruh, he was literally, oh, my man. Literally the tallest one in the room, the funniest one in the room. Don't get me. Don't. I'm sick. Anyways, go watch Babygirl if you haven't. And if you have, let me know what you thought of it. Leave a little review in the comments below. Let's discuss, ladies. And if you're a man, fuck off.